Welcome everyone today to our end of year reception for our Project Access program. I know it's a crazy time of year with the end of semester, but we really wanted to celebrate with you for several milestones. One being your first year completed. Your first year in St. Francis College is quite a milestone. Your first year in college is quite a milestone, so we want to celebrate that. And then we also have a few of the Project Access students who are graduating this year. So just raise your hand if you're graduating. Congratulations, right? I'd like to begin shortly just speaking a little bit about some gratitude we have. We have a lot of gratitude to share today. We're very grateful for the families who are here supporting their sons and daughters. We're very thankful for the Project Access instructors and tutors who are here. And we're very thankful for National Grid Foundation for helping us support our student goals. And we're thankful to just be in this space together, celebrating accomplishments and thinking about what we want to do to grow and develop and challenge ourselves to the next step, right? Whether you're going out to the world of work or graduate school, or whether you're stepping into your sophomore year, right? Really exciting times, and we want to be there to guide you through those. It's my favorite time of year because we can have this moment to appreciate. Since the program started in 2003, we have served over 1,200 students. And we're really proud of that. So thank you. We get a lot of great stories. I actually, one of our students, she's a junior on campus. She couldn't be here today, but she wanted to share with me. She came by to ask me some, question about a course substitution, but most importantly, she came to say how much she was in love with her major now. She, was academically dismissed. She had a little one hiatus, issue, but she's refocused and she's so excited. And she's actually not only excited about her major, but she's taking up a minor in American Studies. And she was just telling me how excited she is on how that minor is going to develop her. She says, I'm thinking about things I never thought about. It's challenging me to look at the world in a different way. And I said, exactly. That's what we do here in college. And I just had to share that because it just made me feel so happy. So thank you. And I will close our program with a few more reflections and words. But I first wanted to thank our president for coming today. And I have the pleasure of introducing him. And he's someone who cares deeply about the students' current and future. So Dr. Miguel Martinez-Saenz, thank you.
This microphone's beat up. Somebody got angry with this thing. So I'm going to tell you a story, and then it's not being recorded, so when you tell the story, I'm going to tell everybody it was a lie, that you made it up. But you're going to have to wait for the story. That's the way it works, right? So the real story is coming in a minute, but one of the things Monica said is true. I mean, I was hoping that student would have been a philosophy major, but how many philosophy majors we have? I still haven't learned your lesson. You want to be a college president, you want a philosophy major, I'm telling you. So, no, but really, one of the things I want to impart on you is that you need to demand the impossible. And I think sometimes we don't recognize that. You get a no, and you get a no, and you get a no, and so what? You're young enough, all of you, that even if you make some mistakes, you can overcome them. For me and some others here, we're kind of close to the end. Let's be real, this is true, but in the sense that I want to tell you young people, in the sense that this in the tide of Monica's, our habits, their intellectual habits, are kind of they get in our way at this age. Because we've inculcated them for so long that even when we like to think we're open-minded, it's very difficult. And so just to reflect on this for a second. She told me I could talk for 90 minutes, so I'm kidding. But habits, have you had habits? Young people, you've had habits? No, I'm like, have you had habits? Yeah, it's hard to break a habit, right? So imagine if you've had a habit of thinking a particular way for 50 years, right? It's hard, it's the same habit. Whether you like the things or not, it's the same habit. You buy your meals, whatever it is, you have a little twitch. This isn't the story, but I remember I smoked cigarettes for 12 years. And it was interesting. I woke up one day and I was coughing something that wasn't very attractive out. And I ran a little bit, 30, 40 miles a week. I rode a bike probably 150 miles a week. So I was in shape and it didn't hurt me in shape, but all of a sudden something started coming on and I knew that can't be good, right? That stuff's nasty. So I told a friend of mine, I'm stopping smoking. He says, no, that's not the way it works. I said, what do you mean it's not the way it works? It doesn't work that way. You know, you're not gonna stop that easily. I said, no, I'm done. No more cigarettes. I'm gonna take it off. And I actually did it. Cold turkey. And people say it's not possible. It's possible, but what's not possible, this is the interesting part, are the habits. And it wasn't the cigarette itself. So this is what I would do. How does this work? I don't usually stay in my, I don't do podiums very well. So this is what took a long time. I was going for my cigarettes, right? That was a habit, right? I would reach in my pockets. I'm thinking, I'm not doing that. When I would drive, I think I was sharing this with Flood the other when we were talking about, I would be driving and I would be reaching for the cigarettes always. And people would be like, what the heck, what are you doing? And I'm like, oh, nothing. I would do dumb things. I would stick my hand out the windows if I was going to flick an ash out the window. Right? And that took the longest time. Now, I'm not going to tell you that it was pleasant. In fact, the withdrawals were real. It's a drug, right? So the withdrawals were real. But that was actually the easiest part. The harder part was that my body had already been habituated to doing certain things. I'd be reading a book and I'd be going like this on the table, right? And so why I'm telling you that is because the habits of mind are the same thing. So some people have heard me say, I say, watch your thoughts. They become your words, right? Watch your words. Why? They become your actions. Watch your actions. Why? They become your habits. Watch your habits. They become your character. Watch your character becomes your destiny. So I'm telling you is that in our case, a lot of that's shaped already. You have now an opportunity to shape it, right? So you got to take advantage of the opportunity to shape it because it's really hard as we go downstream to shape it. And anything's possible, okay? Anything. And I believe that firmly, right? Within reason. I used to teach philosophy, some of you know, and we talked about the possibilities, right? And some of the students said to me, we're talking about possibilities and freedom, and these things philosophers talk about. And they say anything's possible. I say, well, not quite anything. Let's limit the scope. And one of the things we have to do is actually understand the limits of the possibilities. And I'll give you this example. I was teaching philosophy in a school in Ohio. I was 35 years, let's say I was 35 years old, it's close enough. And I had never put on ice skates before, okay, you know what I'm saying? And so I said, well, really it's not possible for me to be an NHL hockey player. This is a tangent, bring me back to this. I went to watch hockey, I go watch hockey, we go entertain people at the Barclays here. Bad. I'm not a hockey person. But the problem is that hockey people are hockey people for real. Like they watch. So I can't talk to anybody. I sit by myself until the period stops and then people come out and get a snack and then I get to talk to people and I sit alone again. That's how it works for me in hockey. So you can say, so I said to the class, I said, so for example, I couldn't be an NHL hockey player. Right? And the more romantic among them said, of course you can. I thought, all right, you got issues because it's not possible. And then let's just think about this. I'm going to come home and say, honey, I've decided to quit my job as a philosophy professor because I'm going to pursue my dream to be an NHL hockey player. Yeah, that wouldn't go over very well, right? And my wife would be right on that front. But here's the issue here. When you set out to dream, there are conditions that make that dream possible, and one of it's effort. And so for those of you who have mentors, and one of you is coming to my office, I won't call you out, right, to talk to me. When you set out, I'm going to call you out if you're not making the effort, right, because it's not possible without effort to accomplish your dreams. Okay, that's critical. And I had a friend of mine, I'm getting close to the story. I had a friend of mine's father, my dad died when I was young, I was in college, and I had a friend of mine, one of his best friends, multi-millionaire, and this is interesting, so I'm going to fast forward and back up. He wasn't happy because he was a multi-millionaire. In fact, he shot himself when he was diagnosed with colon cancer because he was scared they were going to put a bag a bag for him. And so he said he's not going to have that. So I'm not talking here about money gives you happiness. But what I'm going to say is this about him. He told me when I met with him, I was unraveled. And I didn't know what I want to do with myself. And he said, look, you got to find what you want to do it excellently, the money will follow. We've had to do whatever we needed to do because we were refugees. That's different. That's not your position. Your father was sacrificed so you could figure out what to do that you love to do, and that's your obligation to do that and do it excellently. You'll make money. Okay, this is a person that when he met my wife, before she was my wife, he spoke English like this. Okay, hey, beautiful, Miami, beautiful, oh, very good. That's all he could say in English. He didn't speak English. And my wife was like, how in the world this guy got so much money? He didn't need to, right? He was in a cultural environment which was rare. But the other thing that he taught me was this. He said to me, look, you got to put your ego aside. One of the things I knew when I came to this country was that nobody could outwork me. There would be smarter people than me all over the place. They'd be all around me. They work 8 hours, I'd work 10. They started working 10, I'd work 12. They work 12, I'd work 14. Hard work pays off. Everybody that's been successful is because they work hard. There's a few of the lucky ones, and you see them in the newspaper, right? You see the Kardashians, and you wonder, why in the world they got so much money? God knows, but that's not going to happen to us, right? So if you think it's like the people that play the lottery, right? It's not going to happen to you, really. The chances of that are so slim. So hard work is critical. So here's the story. How many years do you think it took me to complete a bachelor's degree from start to finish? So I'm a college president. Is everybody aware of that? If you know the answer, you hear me say it somewhere? No, were you telling me? 4. He says 4. All right, we're going to take an over-under on that. Over-under, everybody take an over-under. Okay. How many? He says 4. 1? No, man, 1. You say 1? Oh, 5. You mean like 1? 5. Okay, 5. Okay. Why don't y'all like saying 2 or something? I mean, what's that? Huh? 6? That's cold. Now we're going to 8. Why is nobody going the other direction? There's no 4 years. Huh? 2 or 3. Thank you very much. No, 7. So, 8. I know you don't have to be that cold, but so 8 years. So I want to tell you the story. This is the story. And this is a story about everything that I'm dropping here is a story about the same thing. I hope you're following along. All right, this is a story. So I wanted to go to grad school. What happened was my dad died. I told you that already. Right? I didn't realize that both my grandfathers studied philosophy. And so when my dad died, I went and stayed with my mom 6 months. I stopped out of college. It didn't really matter. It didn't add so much time, don't worry. Right? So I stopped out of college, started reading philosophy books. I thought, wow, this is incredible. I'd never been exposed to it. We're a merchant culture, so I thought I was supposed to be a merchant of some kind, an accountant or something in finance. I didn't like it. Interestingly enough, now one of my VPs will tell you I run numbers very, very fast. So it was an inclination also. So people wanted me to do it, but it was an inclination. What was the inclination? I was good at it, but I didn't have a desire for it. And those are two different things, right? We try to align our inclinations with what we're good at, but you got to be careful. Sometimes they don't align perfectly. Okay, so I wanted to go to grad school. How many grad schools do you think got excited about me applying to grad school? Huh? How many? How many? Huh? 2 or 3. How many? None. 0. I didn't even get like a acknowledgement. It was like, really? 7 years undergrad, you're going to do a PhD? How you've lost your mind. They could have sent me that note and I would have been like, okay, right, 0. So I could have said, I can't go to grad school, I'm not going to do a PhD. I said, I'm going to do a PhD, and that's what I'm going to do, and that's the end of it. So what I had to do, I wasn't going to keep writing letters, because that wasn't going to work. I found somebody I wanted to study with. His name was Kwasi Wiredu. He was at University of South Florida in Tampa. My brother lived 45 miles from Tampa. I called my brother and I said, hey, I need a favor. I want to go to grad school, and I'm going to show those people that I can do the work that they think I can't do. He says, all right, what do you need? I said, I need somewhere to sleep. He had a 1-bedroom apartment. He says, I got a cot. You can take it out in the night, put it in the living room. You can sleep there. You put the cot back in the closet. You can sleep there as long as you are enrolled and have a full-time job. right? So I got a job at a bookstore. I enrolled as an undergraduate student, seeking my second degree. That wasn't really true. What I knew I needed to do was get in that space and prove to those folks that I was graduate level material. And I already knew because I did my homework, I needed 3 letters of recommendation. So what I needed to do was impress 3 philosophy faculty for them to say a very simple thing. Wow, you're pretty smart. Why don't you go to grad school? Oh, what a great idea. And that's what they did. It took me 2 full terms. Got 3 letters of recommendation, but it wasn't enough. I didn't get funding. When you go do a PhD, you get funding, right? Because I wouldn't know that. Now I got to get my record. I got 3 recommendations they're going to let me in, but I'm going to have to pay for myself to go to grad school. I could have said, no, that's not right. I'm not doing that. But I said, no, I'm in grad school. So in 1 year, I had a plan. In 1 year, so that was a fall. It was the fall of 1995. And I said, in fall of 1996, I will be getting paid to go to grad school. That was a plan. And what do you think happened? In fall of 1996, I got paid to go to grad school. But, and my wife will attest to this, it was a grind. When we started dating, it was in spring of 1996. We'd go out on a date. I didn't have a car, so that was real love. I used to ride my bicycle back and forth. She would pick me up for dates, and she was like, you don't have a car? I was like, no, sure don't. She would pick me up. We'd go on a date. She would drop me back at the office at school. 11, 12 o'clock at night, whatever time it was, I'd work till 5 in the morning. Ride my bike home, sleep for 4 or 5 hours, go back at it. I had to do that because I had thrown away my undergraduate years. I wasn't a great student, so I had a lot of catching up to do. Everybody's in grad school did well in undergraduate, so I needed to do double time. But Michalito told me, if you do double time, you can overcome a whole lot of smarts, right? And so that's what I want to tell y'all. When people tell you no, you say yes. I never told anybody, no, I had a 2-2 because no, there were no excuses. I made mistakes. I got it. The mistakes are right here. I didn't just try to fight the mistakes. I acknowledged the mistakes, and I said I'm going to overcome them. I didn't have to deny them. They were, in fact, mistakes. You can say, well, you learn from them. Whatever. You can say whatever you want. They were mistakes. I was a disaster as an undergraduate student. That was true. I didn't have to convince anybody of that. Or otherwise. I had to convince somebody that I had changed, that I had matured, and I was willing to invest the time necessary to accomplish my goals. Right, so I stand before you as a very odd college president. I would ask you how many college presidents it took 7 years to finish. I would venture to guess probably none. Because a lot of people told them you can't be an academic leader or a leader of college. If you weren't successful, you can say whatever you want. And so for me, I want to tell you, the only thing you got to do is dream and dream big, and then get ready to work and outwork everybody, and you're going to accomplish your dreams. So, as Monica says, I get excited when I'm around young folks because there's so much possibility. Sometimes y'all don't even realize how much possibility there is. But I don't want to pretend that it's not going to require a lot of work. It is. And so the question is, are you willing both to dream and then to do what it takes? And then to find the folks that are going to tell you that you're not doing what it takes. Because that's what I had. I had folks willing to tell me, you're not working hard enough. And I had to listen. I didn't have to say, well, I got a new girl. You know what I'm saying? I got to go, no. You're right. I got to get back to work. I got to go. So I wish you well. I am hopeful. You'll see me hanging around because you'll give me energy. But I ask you, dream and demand the impossible, but get ready to work and work harder than the next person, and those dreams can become a reality. Thanks for giving me some time to talk with you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Justine Butler. I'm the Director of Academic Enhancement and of the Project Access Program. So I'm going to give my remarks in a bit, but I'm actually here to introduce our VP of Development, Tom Flood, who is also going to then introduce our very generous sponsors from the National Grid Foundation. Thank you.
It's an honor and a pleasure to be here. And it's exciting to see not only the graduates, but those who are finishing their first year, and to capture the possibility and the dreams that you have moving forward. It's my privilege to introduce a partner in mission. Do you guys know what a partner in mission is? What would a partner in mission be? Is it an alum? Could be. Is it a parent? Could be. Is it a corporation? Could be. Is it a friend? Could be. What about all of the above? Absolutely. National Grid Corporation, National Grid Foundation have been partners in mission with St. Francis College for many, many years. In speaking with our guest, who is the Executive Director of the National Grid Foundation, someone who is new to his job, new to St. Francis, but I'm sure already can feel the energy, the spirit, and the special quality that we have here at St. Francis College. But Ed has worked with alums. He has worked with corporate partners and friends of ours. And together, they support St. Francis College in many, many different ways, from scholarships to program support to lecture series. So today, we not only introduce Ed, but we say thank you to Ed, and we want you to thank everyone at National Grid Foundation for what you have done with us in the past, what you do with us today, and what you do with us moving forward. So Ed White, the Executive Director of the National Grid Foundation, give him a round of applause.
So, good evening. I'm not sure if I'm more thankful that I didn't have to follow your president, because that was an outstanding story and speech, so thank you for that. I like to refer to my undergrad years as I was on the +1 program. So I don't say if it was 7 years, 6 years, or whatever, but I couldn't agree more, and your message resonated as I was thinking about the remarks and what I would want to say to students sitting in the audience saying, you know, who's this dude, or National Grid Foundation? What, you know, how does this relate to what I'm working on? And let me just tell you, I want to start off with a huge, huge thank you. So oftentimes I show up at these events and everyone's thanking us. The work that we do at the foundation, the writing of the checks, the support that we give in the grants, to me that's the easy part. The easy part is the funding. The hard part and the work that you just heard and the talk about is all the work that you all are doing. That first year of college, that third year of college, what are you going to do after college? All of that hard work that you have the support and the love and the passion, not only here at the school, but with your parents and the community and all those checks that you just talked about. You know, I just couldn't be more proud of the work that we're helping you all do. And as Thomas mentioned, you know, we've got a lot of connections within National Grid to the school here. And I don't know how long it took Ken to get through. He's an overachiever. He probably flew through. Yeah, he probably flew through. But, you know, I think about my college career, and I went to a school up in Boston, Northeastern, where we had to work hard through our co-op program. So we were in school, then we were working, in school, and we were working. And I truly think that that actually helped position me to realize that it's not just about getting the degree, but it's about working hard in all different facets. And so I just want to say thank you to you all and all the work that you're doing. Love being partners with you. I definitely feel the energy and the commitment that you all have to this community and to your students. And I'm just thrilled that we've got some alum working at National Grid. And we're hopeful that some of you too will turn out to be, you know, future National Grid employees, because we've got plenty of them, and it's a pretty cool place to work. So thank you very much. I'm not going to go on for 90 minutes, although I was promised 90 minutes. But I just want to thank you all. All right. So thank you and congratulations.
I'd just like to introduce one of our students. We always like to have a student reflection at this event because it's very important. to hear from your fellow students. And Kayla Torres is going to address us, and she's a rising senior. So she has a lot of reflections as she's going into her final year at St. Francis College and some advice she'd like to share with you. So, Kayla?
I'm Kayla Torres. I'm a junior at SFC. My major is criminal justice, and I was in the same seats you guys were sitting in. Well, you guys are sitting in my freshman year. I just want to first start by saying congratulations to the freshmen for completing your first year, and congratulations to the parents, well, to your parents. I would also like to give a special thanks to National Grid Foundation. So I'll basically be talking about my journey as an SFC Access student as well. There's a lot of things I wish I could have done that I didn't, and I hope you guys take the advice, because me being in your shoes at the time, it was kind of like the professors were telling me things just because it was their job, but they really tell you these things because they actually want you to achieve your goals. We often don't see it like that because you're in your own state. It's your first year. Everyone tells you college is supposed to be fun, which it is, but it's a lot of pressure. Like, you think 4 years is a lot, but it goes by in a blink of an eye. I'm going to my last year and I'm still like, what am I going to do with my life? Like, I still don't know. So for starters, I know for a freshman seminar, you guys talk a lot about time management, and you guys are like, yeah, I got it under control. Like, you know, like there's time for everything. Some of you guys are in school like all day, so you guys have a lot of free time. So you guys hang out in the caf, or sometimes go outside. I honestly would suggest you joining groups like clubs and stuff, because when it comes to your last year and you have to make a resume, for some people, a lot of you guys would be in school throughout the entire 4 years, every single day, like all day. Some of you wouldn't have experience to put on your resume. So joining a club would be definitely a great way to start. For me, I didn't get to do that because I worked 2 jobs, you know, like I didn't have the luck of having like being here all day and like finding things to do. Like, I actually had to work. I had to pay school myself as well, along with having loans, but everyone has loans. So there's like a lot of stuff I wish I could have done. I wish I definitely would have taken the advice with time management. To this day, I'm still like, I leave homework to the last minute, and I know you guys do too, because I think I have all the time in the world, but I really don't. So yeah, that's one thing I would really advise you guys. I really hope you guys listen to like that. Thank you. I really suggest you guys listen to like all your professors. They tell you these things for a purpose. You guys think like, yeah, they're just doing their job, but it's at your senior year. You're welcome. Your senior year, you're gonna thank them, trust me. So yeah, I'm gonna keep this short. Just listen, take advice, enjoy the 4 years. But I mean, it's a lot of work, and to be successful, you have to go through everything. You're gonna learn. You're gonna go through a lot of hardships, but that's how you learn. But just be wise, take advice. And I just want to once again congratulate you all. You guys are going to do great your sophomore year. And thank you for having me.
All right, that was exciting. It's always nice to hear a student say that you should listen to your professors. I'm just saying, okay? And we didn't pay her to say that. So I wanted to just say that I'm so excited to have come to this point in the year. This is my first year experiencing a full cohort of the Project Access program. So I've really been honored to serve you all in this role, whether it's as your instructor or as a support as the director. So it's been really awesome and a great learning experience. So I thank you for that. And on that note of gratitude, I'm going to ask all of the family and friends to stand up if you're here supporting someone, because as a mom, I know how hard it can be to support a young person. So if you're a parent, family, relative, big, little sister, brother, stand up so we can acknowledge you, because the Students with Irony could not have done it without you. That's awesome. Thank you, thank you. Okay. And next, I'm going to ask our Project Access students, whether you are, if this is your first year, whether this is your senior year, your junior year, I want you to just raise your hand really high. Raise your right hand really, really high. Right hand, your right hand. And then I want you to pat yourself on the back. Because you are awesome. And you know, you don't have to wait for us to say it. You don't have to wait for mom and dad or whomever to say it. Say it to yourself every once in a while, okay? The other thing that I wanted to talk to you about, so we talked about like the support. You have the support of your family, you have the support of the faculty, you have the support of administrators, but you know, at some point you also want to give back. So I want to talk about that a little bit. And also it ties into what Kayla was saying about what you want to get involved in and how you're going to be able to build your resume. One of the awesome things that you can do is to give back to the program by being a peer mentor, right? And our president also spoke about mentorship. You could be that person to help someone get from 7 years of undergrad to getting paid to go to graduate school just by your involvement, by your mentorship. So I encourage you, you know, we are really looking for enthusiasm in the peer mentor program. And you can be a leader to someone because you've made it through. That's a great feat. There are folks who started here in colleges all across the world in September that didn't make it to April. Okay, they quit at some point in time, and you made it, and that means that you have something that you've learned. That means that you have something that you can share with another young person, with another incoming Project Access student. So I encourage you to be a peer mentor, and it will also help you. It'll also help you to, again, build your skill set and make you more competitive as you think about what you want to do going down the road, okay? So there are applications here. Feel free to see me after the program. Okay. And the last thing I'm going to do, I just wanted to share, it's Poem in Your Pocket Day. And so I have a poem. I don't have any pockets, but I have a poem that I'm going to share. And hopefully it will, kind of remind you of this journey that you've taken. It's called It Couldn't Be Done, right? Some of you, hopefully you don't have a lot of haters, but there may be at least one person who thought that you wouldn't have gotten it to this point. Okay, so It Couldn't Be Done by Edgar Albert Guest. Somebody said that it couldn't be done, but he with a chuckle replied that maybe it couldn't, but he would be one who wouldn't say so till he tried. So he buckled right in with the trace of a grin on his face if he worried he'd hit it. He started to sing as he tackled the thing that couldn't be done, and he did it. Somebody scoffed, "Oh, you'll never do that. At least no one ever has done it." But he took off his coat and he took off his hat, and the first thing we knew, he'd begun it. With a lift of his chin and a bit of a grin, without any doubting or quit, he started to sing as he tackled the thing that couldn't be done, and he did it. There are thousands to tell you it cannot be done. There are thousands to prophesy failure. There are thousands to point out to you one by one the dangers that wait to assail you. But just buckle in with a bit of a grin, just take off your coat and go to it. Just start in to sing as you tackle the thing that cannot be done, and you'll do it, just like you did in this last year. So congratulations again to you. All right, so now we're going to run to our certificate presentation part of the program. So I am going to call up, in no particular order, Ms. Francesca N. Dragna. Miss Valenta Antoine. Woo. Miss Castia Colon Ratio. Miss Erica Concepcion. Excitement, excitement. Congratulations. Miss Sabrina Lopez. Woo. Congratulations. Mr. Michael Manrique. Congratulations. Thanks. All right. Mr. Jamar Miles. Congratulations. Thank you. Congratulations. And Miss Sabina Mumni. Congratulations. Kid, of course.
Thank you so much.
And next, we are going to recognize those who are being awarded the Project Access Scholarship. So some of the things that we look at to determine who's eligible to win the scholarship is how they performed academically, of course. That's very important, right? That's that sometimes having to put in the double work. But also, how you're engaging with the program, how you're taking advantage of all the resources that are here available to you. And so we have determined some students who will win this scholarship, which is a 3-year scholarship, a total of $6,000. So that's exciting, right? Yes. Yeah. Right. The first 2 individuals who are being awarded actually couldn't make it. The first one is Figgy Magnin, and we're going to give him a round of applause anyway. He is one of our dedicated athletes. He's at a track meet. He's also one of the tutors in the Academic Enhancement Center. He comes to all the Project Access events. He is really a example of a really dedicated Project Access student. So really excited to honor him with that award. The next student also, frantically, he had someone personally come and deliver the message that he would not be able to attend today, but the other person is Gregory McFarland. So let's give him a round of applause also. The next 3 are here, and I'm really excited to present them with this. The first person is Francesca Andragna. Congratulations. The next person is Miss Sabrina Lopez. They did not know they were being honored today, so how exciting. Oh my God. Congratulations. And the last person is Ms. Sabina Mumini. All extremely deserving. I had the pleasure of being the instructor for. Don't cry. You're gonna make me cry. Don't cry. No tears though. We actually, we also have, we're celebrating this first year that the students have just completed, but we're also here to honor students who are completing their journey here at St. Francis College. So we have a total of 25 students who came through the Project Access Program who are graduating either in the spring or the summer. And we're going to acknowledge 3 of those students that we have here with us. Okay. The first one is, again, in no particular order, Ms. Emma Catone, who you can come on up, who has also served as a peer mentor in the program for 2 years. She's also one of our star athletes. So, congratulations. How exciting. Okay. The next person is Mr. Alexander Herrera. Congratulations. And the last graduate who's here with us is Ms. Nydia Peralta. Congratulations. Now I'm going to ask for Dean Michalski to come back up and to close us out for the evening.
I just wanted to say thank you again to everyone that came today. I know it's a lot during the end of the semester, so I appreciate your presence. And I just wanted you to think about all of the things that you heard today, some of the advice, and the advice that you've been hearing all year. And just thinking about now as we're closing the first year or you're starting a new chapter, that you reflect. I feel like whenever we're going into a new journey, we need to reflect on how did it go? Did it go as well as you hoped? Did the plans go according to plan, or do we need to make some changes? And especially for the freshmen going into their second year, sophomore year, it's another important milestone. And you have to start thinking about engaging in the community and taking advantage of everything that we have to offer and working hard. And it's very, very important that in that time you challenge yourself. I know as a student, I only saw myself growing when I pushed myself beyond my limits and continued to push myself. I was first generation college student, so I didn't have anyone exactly telling me how it all was supposed to roll. And so I continued to try to find mentors. And so that's another thing, and that's why we have the Project Access Peer Mentor Program, because we want to begin to cultivate that concept of mentorship to you. And we will forever be your mentors. Although you're stepping into sophomore year, the program is with you, for you. You come to the Academic Enhancement Center, to the Center for Student Success. We're here to support you consistently. And I just want to say that everything that you do here and beyond is important. The decisions that you make will then open the doors for your future, right? And so it's so critical that you're engaged because you want those doors to be open. And so I often think about that and the goals that I have, and I know, as I said, that we have to challenge ourselves. And when we are in that space challenging ourselves, sometimes things can seem too challenging. And so we need something, that inner motivation, an inner mantra to keep and to hold on to. And I sometimes go to music for that mantra, that inner anthem. So some of you may have a song that you play or something that gets you pumped up to meet those challenges. Well, I have one. Has anyone ever heard of a band called Imagine Dragons? Anyone? Right? So I'm going to play a song and listen to the words. And I really hope that it helps you, or you find a song that helps you this way, to inspire you to do whatever it takes and work hard to find your passions and to dream and to accomplish those goals, because we support you and we're really excited that you're here. So do whatever it takes.